What's going on, guys? Ethan Reg here, and today I'm going to be talking about a game that I recently completed, and that game is called Life is Strange. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have either beaten it or watched someone else play it, but if you haven't, I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to spoil the whole game, basically. I'm going to be talking about the ending and, the decisions I made. So basically, if you haven't played the game, I highly recommend you do. You could probably pick it up across all platforms for like $20. All 5 episodes is really fantastic. One of the best gaming experiences I've experienced in a while. So yeah, if you don't care about spoilers or you've already played it / watched it, let's get right into it. So first I guess I'll talk about the story. Now I was lucky enough to actually play it after all 5 episodes were already released. So I just sat down one day and I played them all, one after the other. So and from the first few minutes I was invested in figuring out what's going on, with the crazy weather situation and what's going on with Nathan and the Prescotts. And yeah, all these other mysteries, like David Mattson, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? What's he doing? Stalking Kate Marsh and Rachel, and obviously what happened to Rachel Amber. And we're learning more about the history between Max and Chloe. And I the characters in this game were amazing. I loved all of them. Chloe was definitely my favorite. Just seeing how she changed from when she was 13. And seeing how the death of her dad and Max leaving her, affected her. And, now she's, a punk and all that. The voice acting was, really great for, the main cast. Chloe, Max, Warren, all of them, Victoria, Nathan, all of them were really great. But, there was a couple side characters where, it was, they were pretty bad. I don't remember her name, but the girl who, hated Max because, I chose to go see the Ape movies, Rise of the Planet of the Apes or whatever. I don't know, the old Ape movies in the drive-in with Warren, and she, hates you for it. She flies a drone. I don't know her name, but her voice actress, just at this one scene in particular that I'm thinking of, when Max went to the end of the world party, it sounded robotic. And we never did actually go to the drive-in with Warren. Probably because, that just reminded me of another point. I'm going to talk about it later on. Hopefully I do. So a lot of the voice acting was great. One little problem I did have with, the first 2 episodes, the writing wasn't, super strong, the last 3 were. I found the last 3, the acting was, on point. But the first 2, it just wasn't as great as the first 3. As for endings, you can choose to either, the final episode is just, it's crazy. There's so much that happens. And, I can barely keep up with all, the time jumping and all that we're doing. But it comes down to, choosing between sacrificing Chloe and letting the storm wipe out Arcadia Bay. And I chose to sacrifice Chloe. I hated to do that because I thought it'd be so cool to just drive away with Max and Chloe and just, go away and live somewhere else, but you would have just killed the whole population of Arcadia Bay. So I had to sacrifice Chloe. It was a very emotional ending. You go back to when you took the picture of the butterfly, and you just listen to Chloe getting shot, and you let Nathan kill her. And then the butterfly lands on the casket at the end. I thought that was pretty sweet, a nice touch. But yeah, very sad ending. Oh, another point I forgot to bring up was the soundtrack in the game. I thought it wasn't anything extraordinary, but I thought they knew when to use the right songs for the right moments. The end scene, that song just it really wants to make you cry, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very emotional song, and I liked a lot of the songs they chose. I want to talk about Nathan for a bit, because, like, near the end, like, episode 4 or 5, I felt, like, really bad for him. Like, I let Warren beat the crap out of him, and even though he was, like, a total dick in the beginning, and I hated him, like, just seeing how, Mr. Jefferson, how he used him, and, like, the Rachel Amber thing, it was an accidental overdose on Nathan's part. I just kind of felt bad for him, especially when he left the voicemail for Max. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for any of this to happen, Mr. Jefferson's coming for me, and then he eventually kills him. Yeah, it's sad, you know? I felt bad for him. And yeah, at the end of episode 4, when someone shot Chloe in the head, and then Mr. Jefferson walks onto the frame, I was like, I blew my mind, dude. I was speechless. I didn't even know what was happening. So yeah, okay, so one more thing I want to talk about is, like, in both, like, endings, like, my option, you go back to the very beginning, so, like, all the, things that you chose, the, you know, all the options that you chose, it's kind of just, like, doesn't matter. Like, near the end, you can, like, save a bunch of people when you're walking to the diner, and, like, I could have just let all of them die, then rewind at the end, and then everything was fine. Like, Kate was alive at the end, like, everything was good. And then if you choose the other ending, everyone's dead anyway, so, like, doesn't really matter. But it's not that big of a deal. I just thought I'd point that out. Another thing about the Chloe ending, like, she dies, like, never getting to see Max again for those 5 years. Like, she doesn't actually remember all the times that Max and her spent over, like, that 1 week that the game takes place. So, you know, that's kind of a sad thought, you know? But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Like I said, I highly recommend you play it, even though I kind of just spoiled everything, but, you know, whatever. I also, after I beat it last night, I looked up, you know, if there was going to be, like, a sequel, and it turns out that Don't Nod actually confirmed it a few months ago that they were going to be doing a Life is Strange Season 2, so I'm really pumped for that. I'm probably going to wait until all 5 episodes are out and then play it like I did Life is Strange, even though it's going to be really hard to do. I'm trying to do it with Batman Telltale, the Telltale Batman series right now, and I really want to play episode 1, but I'm going to try not to. So, yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, I hope you leave a like and comment and subscribe. Tell me how I can improve. And yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully I'll see you next time, and see you.